हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। अभ्रंगरहितम् अजडं न्यूनं सदा आनन्दतीर्थमतलं भजेतापत्रयापहं पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सिद्धरमणताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणामाप्तिं स्मरेत् येन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति मनोरथाः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. We are doing the Bhagavad Gita. Let us just do summarize. We have seen the second adhyaya, the Bimba-Pratibima bhava, aswatantra bhava, and the Jiva Nityatva, and Deha Anityatva, Paramatma supremacy, and Arjuna had to fight with total dedication to Paramatma. So this is what we talked about, and I'll just go through some of the slokas just to kind of recap. Second. Yeah, just to recap what we have done. Here, Sri Krishna says, in like we have seen that 20th, 21, all these Antavanta ime deha, 18th verse, Nityasya Sharinaha, Anashino Pramiyasya, Tasmad Yuddhasya Bharata. So you have to do the Yuddha. Enam veti hantaram yasthenam manyate hatam ubhauto navijanito nayam hantina hanyate. There, two kinds of meaning. One is, it's not possible to kill the jiva at all. Whoever thinks that he is killing the jiva, he doesn't know, he is ignorant. And also, whoever thinks that he is killing even the bodily way of killing, that as a swatantra bhava, whoever thinks that he is killing, he is also in ignorance. So two kinds of meaning. One is, with respect to jiva, it's not all possible to kill anyone. With respect to deha, the killing happens because you see the wars, the killing happens. But there, the swatantra is with Paramatma. But of course, the jivas are driven. It's a very hard concept because we see in wars, people are killing. Hey, where is Paramatma? It's only people who are killing, and somebody tries to kill somebody killed. There's no Paramatma anywhere. Why are you bringing Paramatma? Means the way Paramatma is acting is through prerana, instigation. So that means whoever is killing, he gives the prerana to him. Okay, you not only just killing, every step, go there, do this, take this weapon, fire, shoot. Every step of the way, the prerana, the instigation comes from the Antaryami Rupa Paramatma. That is how he is working through the jiva and the body and everything. Paramatma is working through them. It is, though nobody sees the Paramatma as a preraka or a instigator, that is how Paramatma is acting. So we don't see Paramatma, that is the reason. And also the person whoever gets killed, for him, what is the way Paramatma acting with respect to the person who is getting killed? Paramatma drives him there, okay, go to the battlefield, take this, do this, make this effort. He gives the instigation to the person, whoever is going to be killed. For him also, every prerana, every instigation comes from Paramatma only. So that is how we have to see the acting of Paramatma or the role of the Paramatma. It is not that the Paramatma, nobody will see the Paramatma. So there is no Paramatma at all is not the right understanding. Even though we don't see the Paramatma, he is as an indwelling and controlling force. He makes people perform, act. That is how it is done. And for Arjuna's Vishada, the kind of instruction Krishna gives is na jayate mrite va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nityas shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. True, even though the body is getting killed or the body is getting destroyed, jiva remains permanently. But still, what is that one has to do? Means the kartavya palana, performing the duty. As a Kshatriya, it is the responsibility of Arjuna to save and protect the good and the innocent. So that's why this instruction Krishna is giving. Veda vinashnam nityam yayena mazamavayam katham sapurusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि निन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. There the example of the old cloth is given. Just as we discard the old clothes and wear the new clothes, we discard the bodies that are to be discarded and we acquire the new bodies. And nainam chindanti shastrani nainam dahati pavaka na chainam kledayantyaapo na soshayati marutah अच्छेद्योयमदाह्योयम अक्लेद्यो स्वश्येवत नित्य सर्वगतस्थान achaloyam sanatanaha. These verses are talking about the indestructibility of the jiva, and also there is a subtle hidden in message in this. It says neither the jiva nor paramatma, any chetana, is cannot be broken into parts. That means cutting the jiva into 2 parts, 10 parts, or whatever is not possible. There is no part and the whole concept for jiva or paramatma. This leads to a corollary or a follow-up message that what happens is there are examples like people compare the jivas are all like the waves of the ocean. Paramatma is like the ocean himself. That is how jiva is part of the Paramatma. Paramatma is the whole, and jiva is just the small parts of the Paramatma. This is a kind of Neo-Vedantic or some of the schools give you this thought. All these people, lot of people come up with this. How do we answer or think about it? Means the way we have to know or think about it is, if jivas are part of the Paramatma, then Paramatma is nainam chinna no, achedya lakshana is gone, because now the jiva is different from Paramatma but part of the Paramatma, like part and the whole. So a part can be separated from the whole. Jiva can be separated from Paramatma if it's part and the whole. Even if you say inseparable part, still there's a part and the whole. So Paramatma is the whole, Jiva is the part, means Paramatma consists of various parts of the Jiva which are inseparable from Paramatma. But still that part and the whole concept indicates that there is a vikara of the Paramatma, and also there is Cheda. Even though inseparable, there is a Jiva, there is a Paramatma, like that wave and the ocean. Wave and the ocean, they are non-different and different. They say Bheda, Abheda. That means they are different and yet non-different, because the wave is part of the ocean. Wave cannot exist without the ocean. But the ocean can exist without the wave. Even if there is no wave, the ocean can exist. But the wave cannot exist without the ocean. So they say, oh, this is how Jiva and Paramatma are. But that will indicate Vikara, that will also indicate Chedatva or separation, or Jiva is different from Paramatma, but it's part of the Paramatma. This kind of a concept comes, which gives a flaw. That is why this is also not possible. This wave and the ocean analogy is a wrong analogy to indicate Paramatma and Jiva. That kind of analogy is only a confusing analogy. It cannot be taken to indicate Jiva and Paramatma. But there are sentences that come in Gita itself later on. Mameva amsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. So Paramatma says all the jivas are my amsha. Hey, amsha, there amsha means the Acharya comes and clarifies. Bhinna amsha. Bhinna amsha means jivas are, like for example, I am there. My shadow is there. Is my shadow different from me, or is it same as me? Naturally, it's different from me. My shadow is not me. I am not my shadow. But without me, the shadow cannot exist. Is shadow part of me, or it is not part of me? The shadow is a separate part, is a part of me, all right, but it is not really the internal part of me. It is like external to me. It is not my part. I can still be there without my shadow. I am not dependent upon, my shadow is dependent on me, but I am not dependent on my shadow. Kind of this gives a kind of a clue. Like that, all the jivas are amshas, means like this bhinna amshas, a different from Paramatma, still dependent upon Paramatma to indicate this. Paramatma is saying, Mamaiva amsho jiva loke. So all the jivas are my amshas, means they are dependent on me. I am not dependent on them, but it is not the part and the whole concept. So this is very critical to understand. I know it's a little difficult, but Jiva and Paramatma are not like a part and the whole. Jiva and Paramatma are like Bima-Pratibima bhava only. Paramatma is never dependent on Jiva. Jiva is always dependent on Paramatma. Whatever we considered, all those have to be understood with this kind of slokas, Nainam Chinnanti Shastrani and Achedyoyam Adahyoyam, these things. And also they indicate about the eternality and indestructibility of the jiva. This is referring to the jiva, not the deha. It's not breakable. Chedya, cheda means break. So achedya, unbreakable. Adahya, cannot be burnt. Akledya, cannot be made wet. Asosya, cannot be made dry. All this because there are physical qualifications, physical things. Jiva is beyond the physical mutations. So that is the message given by these slokas. And then avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate tasmad evam viditvainam nanusocitum arhasi. Here also we can see this from the jiva point of view and paramatma point of view also. Jiva and Paramatma. Paramatma is Avyakta and Achintya, Adbhuta Shakti, and Avikarya, no Vikara is there. All this, that is for Paramatma. And his Pratibimba Jiva has similar properties. Jiva is not, like, coming into existence and going out of the existence. All this is not the case. And Achintya means Achintya Paramatma's Pratibimba. Avikarya, vikara, just as Paramatma does not have vikara or mutation, mutability, Jiva also does not have any vikara or mutation. That is what it is. That's why Tasmat, for that reason also, by understanding this, O Arjuna, do not grieve for anything. Atachainam nityajatam nityam va manyase mutam tathapi tvam mahabaho nanusocitum arhasi. Okay, even if you think, oh, eternally the jivas are being born in the form of acquiring the body. What is birth? Birth is acquiring the body. Death is separation from the body of the jiva. That is death. That is what death and birth are indicated. And we are always born again and again. We are dying and again means we are acquiring the bodies again and again. We are leaving away the bodies again and again. That's what it is. So think from that perspective also, Arjuna, you should not grieve for anything. So do not have any grievance, sorrow. Don't feel that. And then avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyaktani dhananyeva tatraka paridevana. Look at the way our bodies are, even though we acquire the bodies. Before we acquire the body didn't exist. After the body is destroyed, it's gone forever. The same body will never come back again. That is why this is avyakta adini bhutani. All the living beings with respect to their bodies are not visible. They don't exist in the beginning. Then vyakta madhyani, in the middle time, that means during our living period, they are visible. We can see that they are manifestation. Vyakta means they manifest. Vyakta madhyani bharata avyakta nidhananyeva. Once the marana comes, their bodies are again gone. Then all this happens. Why you even feel sorrow for? Because it's unavoidable. It's something beyond your control. They come whenever they have to come. Of course, that does not mean we have to neglect our bodies. That's not the message. The message is saying unnecessary worrying about losing a body is not right. or losing of our own bodies or losing someone else's body. But at the same time, Sharira Madhya Khalu Dharma Sadhanam, we have to take care of our bodies as a sadhana doing tool. Our bodies or dehas are meant for performing sadhana or our own way of effort to reach Paramatma. That has to go on. That is, there's no doubt about that. But Paridevana, unnecessarily feeling extremely depressed about losing the body is not right. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidena ascharyavat vadati तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनम् अन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वा अपि एनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्. Here again the Paramatma's greatness is talked about. Paramatma is Ascharya, his powers, his everything is astonishing. And the Jnani people, they perceive, even though they are not able to see Paramatma, they see the functioning of Paramatma. That is why a lot of people who are highly philosophical minded, they say, I don't see God anywhere, but I feel God everywhere. You feel the presence of God. We don't see God anywhere. Sure, even when we go to the temple, what we see is the Vigraha of the God. Inside the Vigraha, Paramatma is there. We think about Him, we pray Him, all right, all those we do. But still, physically, we don't see God, even in the temple. We see the pratika, the representation of the God only we see. So that is the Ascharyavat, means even though Paramatma is not visible, he is doing astonishing functionality. The wise people, they see the functionality of the Paramatma, and in that function, the functioning of the whole world, they see the Paramatma's Rupa, Paramatma's Sanidhana, Paramatma's functioning, Kriya, all that are perceived by the wise people are Jnanis. So that is why he is Ascharya, he is very astonishing personality, and Jnanis see the God also as Ascharya. That means really he is an astonishing one. He's extraordinary person. So that's how we say Ascharyavat Pasyati Kaschit Yenam Ascharyavat Vadati Tathaiva Chanya. Some people talk about his extraordinary formation or extraordinary kriya. They talk about this extol Paramatma. They vadati. They speak about the extraordinary nature of Paramatma, all that is done, and then dehi nityam avadhyoyam dehi sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam sochitam arhasi. So all these slokas are talking about shoka karana is not there. There is no need for Arjuna to feel sorry. Swadharmamapi cha avekshya na vikampitumarhasi dharmyadi yuddhat sheyah anyat kshatriyasya na vidyate. For a kshatriya like you, dharma yuddha is a great opportunity. Don't let go of that opportunity. That's why he says yadrichaya sopapannam swargadwaram apavrutam sukhinaha kshatriyaha partha labhante yuddhamidrusham. It is your great fortune that you got an opportunity to fight this war. Arjuna is given this instruction by Sri Krishna Paramatma that this is a great opportunity. Why such a bhayankara, terrible war? How can that be a great opportunity? Means this is because it is a dharma yuddha. It is for the protection of dharma. Of course, the consequences are terrible. So many people die, but what is invisibly happening is the dharma is getting established. The world is deprived of or removed from the evil ones like Duryodhana. That is very important. That is why for you, nothing is better than this. Dharma yuddha, dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi, tatah swadharmam kirtim cha hitva papamavapsyati. If you fight the war is saying that you will get sin because you are killing people. Is other way around. If you don't fight the war, you will be incurring the sin of not doing your duty. So fighting the war is not sinful, but not fighting the war is sinful. So this is the message that Krishna gives to Arjuna all through, and we'll continue what other messages Krishna is giving to Arjuna in the next session. Hare Srinivasa. Any questions are there, you can feel free to ask me. Hare Srinivasa.
धन्यवाद श्री केशवराव.
No questions are there. We can meet again next Monday.
Okay, sounds good. We'll do a small
Hare
prayer and
Yeah.
ओम नमो पार्थादेव विष्णु भक्तिकराय धर्ममार्गे प्रेरयन्ति
अन्तः सर्वैव हि प्रातःप्रभृति सायान्तं सायादि प्रातरं तथा यत्करोमि जगन्नाथ तदस्तु तव पूजनं. हरे श्रीनिवास.
हरे श्रीनिवास. नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
धन्यवाद आचार्य.
नमस्कार.